Hey everyone, Amber Oliver here. Welcome to my channel. Today is a super exciting day because I'm getting my first tattoo. Not really. I'm actually getting my eyebrows microbladed. So I have naturally blonde hair and my eyebrows are really light. So I'm gonna get those microbladed, which is basically just a cosmetic tattoo where they're gonna go in and put artificial lines in that make it look like little hairs. So it's supposed to match my hair color and look natural. So I'm very excited for this. A little nervous. I know the healing process is supposed to be pretty intense, so I figured let's make a video and share the process with all you beautiful people. So if you're interested in microblading, watch and find out what the process is like, or hey, if you've done microblading, drop me some comments and let me know how it went for you. So first things first, I'm having my consultation today and then actually getting my first round. I'll come back, I think in 2 months, to have a touch up, see how it healed and everything like that. So let's get started. Having your brows measured and mapped out was the longest part of the procedure, but you want them to be even. After this was done, the actual microblading happened with the blade, but I'm super squeamish and I did not record that part. Sorry. After the strokes are done, ink is put on top to soak into the newly made cuts. Then, after it's wiped away, you'll see your new brows. Okay guys, so my brows are complete. It only took about an hour and a half, and it hurt. I won't say it was painless, but it wasn't super painful, if that makes sense. You can hear and feel each individual slice. So don't go in thinking it's not going to hurt, because it definitely, you feel it. But it was bearable. I just kind of squeezed my arm or squeezed my hands together and it was really fine. A lot of the time was just her measuring. I mean, the actual slicing and tattooing was probably less than half of the time in there. So I'm very happy. I love that you can see each individual stroke with the ink where she makes it look like little hairs. So it's obviously really red right now. So after the healing process starts, it's going to be a little uncomfortable because it's supposed to possibly peel a little bit, and I'm gonna have to take really good care of not getting them wet for 10 days. So I will take you along on this healing journey with me, but so far I am very pleased. Okay, so it's now day 4. I would have recorded a few videos the past few days, but I honestly kept waiting for something to change and nothing really has. So today was the first morning I woke up and actually could see a bit of a difference in my brows. They are not looking quite as dark. So we're on day 4. My esthetician gave me this guide that is supposed to show you, what each day you're supposed to experience. And so day 1, obviously they were going to be really dark because she had just done it. Day 2 was when my skin was supposed to start exfoliating, and I have yet to see that. And then the brows obviously got darker. I didn't really notice. They've honestly kind of looked the same color since I left. Today, like I said, it's the first day I've really noticed it being any lighter. Day 3 through 7 is when we're supposed to see itchy and looking too thick. To be honest, they really haven't itched. It's like when I think about it, oh, they're supposed to be itchy. Then I feel like they kind of get itchy. I want to just pat them. But I honestly don't think they've been very irritated or anything like that until I start thinking about it. And then as far as the being too thick, today I was actually noticing that they looked lighter and that they didn't feel as thick. So I don't know. I guess my healing process is going well, I could say. There are a few things that have been mild annoyances, not really anything that I would say would deter anyone. But for one, you are not supposed to sweat because you don't want to sweat the pigment out of your skin, which I totally get, but that's pretty hard for someone like me. I like to work out every day if I can, at least to go for a walk or something. And I live in hot, humid Houston where it's already in the 80s. So
Even something as simple as like going for a walk is kind of out of the question for me right now because I don't want to do anything that's going to like sweat the pigment out. So kind of a bummer. The other thing is sleeping. I am like my friends Dotson, and I love to like burrow when I'm sleeping. So I have been having to sleep with my face exposed, which is kind of weird for me. I know not everyone's like that, so probably not a big deal. But the other thing, the hardest part I would say is the not getting them wet. So the shower is pretty simple. You just kind of like keep your back to the shower stream, but like washing my face in the sink, that has probably been the biggest challenge because I'm used to just like soaping on my entire face. And so I basically have to just clean from my eyes down with my cleanser and then use like a wet rag that I'm very careful not to have it like dripping. I also bought some cleansing wipes that one of my friends who's like a beauty guru recommended to me. They're fragrance free. So those have come in handy because I've been able to wipe and keep my skin clean without the fear of getting the brows wet. So just a few little things that have been minor inconveniences, but nothing really too bad. And like I said, they're looking nice still. They're feeling a little bit lighter today than from when I originally started. And on this side, I've actually, if you look really closely, I can sort of notice what I think is like it's scabbing a bit. I don't know, it's like I can see the lines more on this one, I feel like. But overall, I'm pretty thrilled with them. Right now, the only thing I have on my skin is moisturizer and sunscreen. And just looking at me, I actually, like, you can see my brows. So that's something I've never experienced in my whole life. So I'll check back in a few days. We are officially 1 week post microblading, and today is day 7. It's actually supposed to start tomorrow. Day 8 is supposed to be when the peeling starts, and I actually just noticed it today. The other thing I was supposed to notice starting tomorrow is that my brows appear to be gone, and that is so true. They're so much lighter, and I can tell that they have definitely started fading, and the itching, oh my gosh, you guys, they really itch, and it's very hard to not touch them, especially when they're itching. So you can see the skin is starting to flake and it's peeling just a bit. It's also a lot lighter, especially than when I first got them. Like the day that I got them, they were so dark, so they've definitely faded a lot. So according to my little guide that I got from my esthetician, tomorrow, day 7 through 10, skin is flaking and my brows are gone, and it's a little sad crying face. So, but after day 11, they're supposed to come back in. So I already had my mom made a comment that they looked uneven, and I'm like, don't worry, they're fading. They're supposed to do this. So I'll check back in a few days and let you guys know how it's going. Okay, today is day 14 or 15, not quite sure. But basically we're in the last phase of the eyebrow saga, which is they should start coming back. So they've definitely lightened like a lot. So we went through the whole phases of them being really dark and then them like starting to itch and kind of peel and come off. And during all that time, the first 10 days, I couldn't get it wet, so it was a little bit of a hassle. But then starting at day 10, I was able to resume my normal skincare routine. So I've started back to just fully washing my face, not having to be careful around them, which is really nice. And I can see that they almost look kind of gray, like they're very light. And so I'm still waiting. Today's, like I said, day 15, up through, I think it says 21. So up to day 21 is when I should have them coming back in a bit darker. So right now you can see the little lines, but they're definitely lighter than they were. So let's give it a few more days and see how it goes. And then in a couple weeks after this, I will go back in for touch-ups because I can already see, for example, right here that the lines did fade. They did not come back. But then other places like on the arch here, those faded, but I am starting to see them again. So if you look closely here, you can see the little lines in there. So let's give it a few more days and see how they look by day, let's say 21 or so. Okay, so today marks 2 months since I got my microblading done, and I'm going in for my free touch-up. So there's just a couple of places where I can tell that the brows faded and never really came back in. So today she's going to basically redo the process in those areas and make sure everything is filled in nicely. And after this, after it heals, it should last, she said, up to 2 years. So let's go.
Okay, so I just finished my 2-month touch-up, so we're back just like it was at the beginning when we started. It's very dark. She basically did the whole process again. However, the brows had been filled in a lot more, so she didn't have to start from scratch. But there is quite a few new tattoo marks, as you can see. And I've got the ointment. It's A&E ointment, different vitamins. So I'm going to follow the same procedure I've been doing for the past 2 months. It's basically just the first 2 weeks or so where it's real strict, but I'll take you along if you want to see.